ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरस्मिषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकम् भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थे सुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्म हृदय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। We are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, chapter 47, beginning from verse number 43. So this is a continuation of statements by the gopis to Uddhava after they heard the message sent by Sri Krishna, which had double meaning. So then they are asking questions about Krishna, and primarily also trying to find out if he remembers them. So these are dealings of love, how love manifests in different ways, especially when the love is very intense. When love is like lukewarm type of love, then it is different. But this is love of the most fine quality, highest quality of love, where there is true attachment, affection, devotion, surrender, everything. Whatever words are related to love, they are all applicable to them. And without any motive. Because in the material world, love is there, but there is some motive behind it, even if it is implicit. It is there at the back. And that's why it does not remain very stable, especially in the modern times. So this is a different type, and some certain things may even look similar, and it can be misunderstood. So we have to know that there is all these talks, if they are in sarcasm or trying to ridicule or making fun that he is this, he will never come, or he is absorbed. This they know that it is not possible, because they know very well how much Krishna loves them. But because of their intensity of love, and they are unable to tolerate their separation, and they want to do good to him, they want to serve him, they want to please him, and they are unable to do it. In the material world, love is there for your own pleasure, your own satisfaction. And here it is for the satisfaction of the object of love. So therefore they speak in this manner. Although externally it looks as if they are also motivated for their own pleasure. But that is not the case. So it says, Taka kim nisha smarati yasu yatada priya bhir vindavane kumunda kunda dasa kundasha shankaramye reme kvanacharana nupura rasa goshthyam asma bhiridit manogya katha kadachit. So, ta kim nisha smarati kadachit smarati. So does he remember those nights sometimes? So which nights are those? Says Yasu Priyabhir Vrindavane Kumudakunda Shashankaramye. That when the night at the bank of Yamuna in Vrindavan, in the moonlit night, when the flowers of Kumuda and Kunda, this lily and jasmine, they were blooming, and he enjoyed with us when we were dancing with her Konacharana Nupura Rasa Goshthyam, that we had this ankle bells on our feet and we danced in the Rasa Goshti. And Asmabhir Idita Manogya Katha, and he was worshipped by our pleasant talks about him. So does he remember us sometime? Because he may not remember all, but at least once in a while does he think of our union here, how we lived. So bhava gopya vakroktya alam tasam tasya cha nindaya spashtam eva kim na brudhve. So Uddhava, as if he is saying to them that, O gopis, why do you speak in all this vakrokti, in the hidden message, indirect manner? You are trying to criticize him. Why don't you just say it openly. Spashtamev, speak explicitly so that there is no problem. Okay, you want to criticize him, ridicule him, find fault with him, that he is not grateful to us, he has forgotten, then just say it. Why speak in this manner? So, anyad vedagdhyadikam asmad daurabhagyavashat krishnena vismaryatanam swavasa katham vismritai iti anya sarodhanam ahusta. So then some gopis, they said that it is all right that we are not so good like the women of Mathura. Anyad vedagdhyadikam asmad daurabhagyam vasat krishnena vismaryatanam, that it is our misfortune that we are not so smart, so expert, so sophisticated like the ladies in Mathura, and therefore let him forget us. But how can he forget his place of residence, his own house, where he lived, where he stayed? How can he forget that? So some other gopis, while crying, Sarodhanam ahustayati. So they spoke, Pistakim nisha smarati. Kumuda kunda shashankai vrindavaniye pulinasya sarvasukli kritatvad ramye kvananti charana nupurani yasyam tasyam rasgoshthyam priyabhirasmabhi sahrime. So he relished our association in the Rasa Goshti, in the Rāsa-līlā, Rasa dance, where we were dancing with our feet having ankle bells which were sounding very beautifully in a very melodious manner. And that night was completely white, or the bank of the river was white because of the rays of the moon. Vrindavaniya pulinasya sarvashukli kritatvat, by the rays of the sun, and there were white flowers, jasmine and kumuda.
The rays of the sun?
Moon, shashankai. So kumuda kunda shashankai vrindavaniye. So the white rays of the moon and of the flowers, which were also white in color. So everything was white, means bright and brilliant, although it was night. Idita vimanacharini bhi swarga angana bhi stuta katha yasyasa. And then he says that idita manogya katha kadachit. So he was praised, idistutya. So the praise was done by the women of the heaven. Can be applied to them, or they are saying, because there is also description that heavenly devas also appeared and they watched it. So idita viman charanibhi swarangana swarganganabhi. The ladies from the heaven, they also sang and praised him. Tena purangana varakya kava katha jananti. So by that they are indicating that these ladies of Mathura, what can they speak about Krishna, what do they know? He was worshipped here by the ladies of heaven who came in the plains. So Mathurayam kvava pulinam etadrisha. And there is no bank like this in Mathura as it is in Vrindavan. Where are the gardens, where are the flowers, where is the beach of Yamuna? In Mathura like that. Maybe the moon is there. Otherwise they can say, where is the moon like that in Mathura? So tadabhimatani nritya geet vaditrani chuda mukutasthasa sthasaka vanmala vitikadi rachnava tatra ka kartum jananti. So previously they were saying that they are good, they are expert, they are more sophisticated. That was one set of gopis. This is another set. So they are saying, what do they know? How to decorate Krishna, how to make his crown with flowers, how to put unguents on his body with sandalwood paste, how to make the garland with forest flowers, how to make pan for him to eat. How do they know? Because they are royal ladies, they don't know these things. They have servants to do this, so they cannot do it themselves. So tatra kah kartum jananti. Who knows this there? Mathurayam sthityaha krishnasya sarvam eva sukham asti bhutam. So this is the meaning of their statement. It says that now when Krishna is situated in Mathura, all his joy is gone. Means no one is taking care of him. He is practically abandoned, and we are suffering from that. That he is not being worshipped or treated or served as he was being done here in Vrindavan. Tadiya ananda abhavam eva smritva vayam dukkhena mriyamahe. Says that thinking how he is not getting any pleasure in Mathura, we are very miserable and we are almost dying. So this is the nature of true love, that they are not concerned about themselves, although the statements earlier came that they are dying and why Krishna is not coming and when will he show his face to us, etc. But the real meaning is that they are worried that he is not being taken care of properly there. Vayam eva tatra kaschit tadabhimata vilasinyah suchet tabhi saha Rāsa-līlā venu vadyadi vinodam cha shunyama chet tadatra tadvirahepi vayam sukheneva varte mahiti dhvanitam. So what is indicated here is that if there are women like us there in Mathura and they know how to please Krishna just as we know, and then Krishna can dance with them, he can sing with them, he can play his flute with them, he can joke with them, and if we hear this, then we will be pacified even if we have separation from him, but we will be satisfied to know that he is being taken care of and he is not in discomfort. So we will feel very happy, but we don't hear anything like that. Krishna did not take his flute with him. So that means Vansi Priya Sakhi, Brahma Samhita says that's the dear friend. And if that is not there, then who is the friend there? So that is their suffering. It is because of this that they feel sad. Api yasyatiha dasarha taptaha svakritya shucha sanjivayannu no gatrair yathendro vanamambudaihi. Then someone else is asking that will Krishna, he ever come to Vrindavan? Api eshyati iha dasara taptaha svakritya shucha sanjivayannu, and bring us to life from the grief, the suffering which he has caused to us by leaving us. So will he come and enliven us by his presence, by making his body appear in front of us. Yathendro vanamambudai. So just like in the month of May and June here in Vrindavan, everything becomes dry. It's so hot and dry wind blows. All the plants, creepers, they shrivel due to lack of water, and then comes rainy season. Indra sends his clouds with thunder, and the rains come, everything becomes full of life. So will He also come and bring life to us, we who are emaciated in grief due to separation. In other words, the message which He has sent to us, this is just like the thunder of the cloud, but there is no rain. Sometimes clouds come, they make a lot of thundering sound, lightning, but no rain. So He says this message is just like that. A lot of noise, but no drop of water. So will He actually come and shower rain here? Then only we will feel pacified. Bho sakhyah ateva tasmat purad udvignah Krishna shighramatra ayatu iti tad agamanam ashashnam. So then some gopi said that, dear friend, don't worry Krishna, because you are saying that there is no one taking care of him there, so being unhappy he will come here running. So have hope. So otherwise how long will he stay there? Anyas tatsambhavahu api iti. So another gopi who had the similar thought, then he said, will he come? Or when will he come? Swanimittena shokena tapta asman swagatrai darshitai sanjiviyan kimnu iheshyati. That he has caused so much grief to us by going to Mathura. So will he come here and show himself to us and thus bring back our life, enliven us? That is the question being asked. Kasmat Krishna ihe ayati prapta rajyo hatahitaha Narendra kanya udvahya prita sarvashvahidvritaha. Then some other gopis are saying, why would he come here now? Kasmat Krishna ihe ayati. Now he has got the kingdom because he has killed his enemy Kamsa, Hatahita. So once the enemy is killed, he has the kingdom. So he will marry some princess, Narendra Kanya, and he will live there happily surrounded by his relatives. Sarvashvahidvita Prita. What is there for him to come here? Once people leave village and go and settle in the city, they don't want to come back to the village. They get used to the city life, and village looks very boring to them because there is not much happening. So now he is in the city, so why would he come there? Those Babajis who live in Vrindavan, in the ashram, we ask them to go to some village temple in Braj. They don't want to go there because there is nothing. You go to the village and sit whole day in the temple, there is nobody coming there. Maybe some village people will come in the evening, daytime they work, and there is no invitation for bhandara or anything. There is no dakshina coming. There is no hustle bustle. They cannot say, okay, I am going for Bihariji darshan or this or that. It's nothing to do. You just sit and do your bhajan. There is no one to disturb you. So Vrindavan sadhus, they don't want to go. They feel bored there. And those sadhus who are living in the villages, they want to come here. So it's very difficult these days. So these gopis are also making similar statement about Krishna, that he will not come here now. So tat srutva anya vamyamaya sabhava Bhosakhya. So after hearing this, another lady, another gopi who belonged to the Vamya leftist camp, so they speak. We have the Vamya Svabhava. So they said, Bhosakhya, he says, dear friends, Krishnasya Rāsa-līlā kim sukham tavat. He says, what are you talking about, this rasa, etc. This is old news. Now there are nice theatres there. You will go nightclub, fancy lights. Here there was no light, only moon was there. You yourself are saying moon rays. So there he will have, there is no night life in Vrindavan. Except then when there is some marriage party, then you hear this noise. So, Krishnasya Rāsa-līlā kim sukham tavat. What pleasure he can get from this rasa, etc. Mugdha yuyam kimapi na janidve. Says you are very simple hearted, simpleton. You are not very smart. So you don't know these things. You are only thinking from your point of view that he was doing this here, doing that. You have never been to Mathura. You have never seen the life in city, how colorful it is and how busy it is. So that's why you are speaking like this. Tad abhimata sukham anumukhat shrunuta. He says that type of happiness which he likes now, hear that from me. So then she speaks in a vakrokti or indirect manner, kasmaditi. So why would he come here? Atra gocharana aklishtaha. So if he comes here, what he has to do? Get up in the morning, take the cows, otherwise he will not be allowed. As soon as, even before the sun rises, he has to get up, because those people who tend cows, they have to get up very early and take the cows or animals to the forest for grazing. Village life was like that. People got up early, 4 o'clock. Nobody sleeps in the villages, I don't know now, but in the olden time, there's nobody, you'll see someone sleeping after sunrise. It's impossible. People get up very early because they also go to bed early. There's nothing to do there. In the olden times, there was nothing. Sunset, eat, gossip a little bit, go to sleep. And then you wake up early so that you can go to the field or graze the animal before it gets too hot. And then the cows sit down. That's why the word goshtha is there, goshti. So the word goshti you hear these days, goshti means meeting. It comes from this, the cows will graze early morning, then they sit down, gostha, sitting. And then the cowherd people also sit there because now they don't have to do anything, so they sit there and they gossip around. That is the goshti. So now the word goshti is used for having a meeting, but originally it comes from there. So he says, this poor guy, what is the fun here in Vrindavan? He has to get up and did not even have shoes. He was going barefoot. Try to go to the forest barefoot and see what happens. If you can come back without blood, your feet bleeding. So tada and tatra tu prapta rajya bhut. And now compare, there he is the king. So he has all the facility, he doesn't have to run around. The cows going here, cows going there. Poor guy was having his lunch and then Brahma came and stole the calves. So he wandered with the food on his hand. Could not even complete his lunch, right? He had that rice and yogurt rice and some pickle on his left hand and stick in the right, and he went around everywhere looking for the calves. Because there is big anxiety, in the forest there are ferocious animals, they can attack. Or the calves get lost when there is a deep forest, where will you find them? Even you will get lost. So that's what happened. So this is the life here. So why should he come here? And you are saying, api eshyati, will he come? The answer is no. Atra gopjati bhis tatra api parkiya bhi kim sukham. And moreover here in Vrindavan, what is he? He is a cowherd. And there he is a kshatriya. He is a prince. And here he had only parkiya, no swakiya. There he will have princess, marry them, live there. Here there was no possibility. Who is going to marry him? And even if he marries, still he has to tend cows only. Married or not married. For the rest of his life, that's what he will do. It's not that he is going to retire after 65, then he will have a pension and he can stay home. There is nothing. Cowherd people have to go on doing it till death. They cannot walk. When they become too old, then only they stop. Otherwise, that's what they do. So why should he come here? Atra gopa tatratu narendra. So here he had women here who are cowherd women, and they are also not married to him. There he will have princess. Here he is a cowherd boy, there he is a king. So udvahya iti kvachit. So why they are saying that he was married? Because Krishna was not married in Mathura. He got married only in Dwarka. So that this verse is speaking as if he is going to have a wife there. Narendra Kanya Udvahya. After marrying the daughter of a king, he is happily living there. So why he says? So he says, Purane Mathurasthasya Krishnasya Rukmani Udvaha Kalpa Bhedena Gaya. He says there are stories that Krishna also, some kalpa, he married Rukmani while in Mathura, not Dwarka. Because there is a description like that in the Tantra, in the Yoga Pitha, Krishna is described with Rukmani and Chaturvyaha. So, Prapya Mathuram iti adhikritya. So, while describing Mathura, it is Ram Anuruddha Pradyumne Rukmanya Sahito Vibhoriti Gopal Tapanyam cha Shruyate. Gopal Tapani Upanishad also describes Krishna in Mathura, that he is along with Balaram, Anuruddha and Pradyumna. And there is Rukmani also. So this is the Chaturvya, Krishna, Balaram, Anuruddha and Pradyumna and Rukmani. So this is description of Mathura. Therefore, the word was used Narendra Kanya Udvahya. Kimasmabhir vanokobhir anyabhir va mahatmanah Shripate rapta kamasya kriyetartha kritatmanah. Then they are further saying actually what purpose he has with us. He has nothing to gain from us. Kimasmabhir vanokabhir, because we are just forest residents. We don't have any big buildings, houses. They are more like nomads. Cowherd people in Vrindavan, they did not have fixed residence. They could move. If there is no pasturing land remaining for the cows and somewhere else is there, they move to that place. So therefore it says, Kimasmabhir vanaukabhi. Vanauka means that our house is in the forest. Because their life is based on cows. And cows need food, and their food is not something which you can manufacture. It's found in the land, and they eat up the grass, and the grass does not grow immediately, it takes time. So then they have to move to another place and another place. That's how they keep on moving. Now also they do that. In the West also they do. In the summer they go to the mountain in Switzerland, right? And the cows. In the winter they come down. Summer they go up. So the cows graze there. So kimasmabhir vanaukobhir anyabhir va mahatmane. So therefore he has nothing to gain from us or from anyone else, because he is a Mahatma. He is not an ordinary person. He is Sripati. He is the husband of goddess of fortune, goddess of wealth. So doesn't need anything. And apta kama, and his wishes are fulfilled. So he has no need to come here. You go somewhere when you have some purpose to fulfill. But if you are fully satisfied wherever you are, then why you have to move from your own place and get into trouble? East or west, home is the best, right? Wherever you go, there is nothing like home. So why should you go somewhere? And kriyeta artha kritatmana. Moreover, he is kritatma. So krita means that whatever is to be achieved, he has already achieved. There is nothing that he has to gain, and he has no more desires, so that he should work. So we don't see any reason that he should come here, unless he comes because he can come without any reason, causeless. People also can do things without any cause. Generally we do things for certain motive, something to achieve, but you can also do without that. But that's, what is the percentage of that possibility? So bho sahacharya prem shunye krishne ईर्ष्या असूयादिकं त्यज्यताम इति वदन्त्यस्तस्य सर्वत्र औदासीन्यम अन्य आहो. So some other gopis are saying that, dear friends, Krishna is prem shunya. He is completely devoid of love. He is Paramatma. So samoham sarvabhuteshu na me dveshosti na priya. So there is nobody who is dear to him, nobody who is his enemy. He is equal to all. So therefore he is prem shunya, and therefore do not have any jealousy, envy towards him. Because what is the point? You are wasting your jealousy. You should save your jealousy for good achievement. What is the point of becoming jealous of a person who is indifferent? It would make no effect on him. Somebody who can be jealous, who can retaliate, who can be disturbed, it is good to be jealous of that person. But somebody who is like a piece of stone, so you become jealous of this wall, that why this wall is so shiny and clean and always standing there and have no anxiety and so tall, and you can find some reason to be jealous, right? So will that make any difference to the wall? No. If you become jealous of some human being, that person will also do something to you, talk back, send you an email, you write an email. So there is some reciprocation, some fun is there. When you plan, you think at night, lying in the bed, right? So all these things. But if somebody is prema shunya, means he has no raga and no dvesha. So what is the point of becoming envious of that person? So she says that give up this, be intelligent. Vadanti Vadantestasya sarvatra audashinyam. He says he is indifferent to everybody. Not only to us, to his friends, to his parents, to the cows, to his house, everything. He is indifferent. He is gone. So he is moved away. So don't bother about him. So why is that? He says, Sripatitvat tasyam tasya premasti iti chetana. So then he says, well, he is husband of Lakshmi. So that means he has love for her. At least, why you say he is prem shunya? He says, no, he doesn't have any love for her also. It is she who sticks to him. It is she who is hanging on to his feet. He is not bothered. He is lying with closed eyes. God only knows of whom he is thinking. Right? You always see Vishnu is lying. And Lakshmi is, he doesn't even see Lakshmi, because his head is there, feet are there, and she is sitting at the feet. So he is not even looking at her. He is indifferent. And he knows that she is not going anywhere. So he is not bothered. Generally, if you become indifferent to your wife, she will become upset, she may leave you. Lakshmi is not Vama, she is Dakshina. She doesn't complain. In the modern psychology, they will say she is codependent. Right? Now the people, modern psychologists say, oh, she is codependent, she needs therapy. So he says that Sripatitvat tasyam tasya prema asti chetana. He says no. Apt kamasya kritatmanah purna swarupasya taya apki kim ko artha kriyate. So he says he is apt kama. His desires are fulfilled and kritatmana. And he is complete in himself. There is nothing. So na vaptam avaptamyam varte evacha karmani. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that I have nothing to achieve. Avapta vaptavyam na. Avaptavyam means something to be attained. So he says, then why do you work? He says, just for the heck of it. I have energy, so I work. So that's why. So, ko artha kriyate yug paryaptayo kritam iti amara. So, kritatmana, the word krita also means paryapta. Paryapta means complete. Paryapti, paripurna. He is complete in himself. He is fulfilled in himself. There is no lack in him, no lacuna. Tatascha kachidapi kanyaka gatasya vivahartham nahartavyam iti uddhavam prati kimapi nigudham tattvam suchita. So what is the Vyanjana here? What is the hidden message to Uddhava? So they are saying to Uddhava that look, don't try to get him married. This is the implied sense. This is a very deep implied meaning. That since he is apta kama, he is kritatmana, don't get him married. He does not need all this. So that means he will remain free, then he will come here. This is the hidden message. So, kanyaka gatasya vivahartam na hartavya. Because in the olden times, marriages were arranged by family members, senior family members. It's not that you plan it yourself. So he's telling Uddhav, don't try for his marriage. If his parents talk about his marriage, then tell them that he doesn't need. Param Saukhyam hi Nairashyam Svarinyapyaha Pingala Tajjanati Namna Krishne Tathapriya Sadhuratyaya. So now they are speaking some very important principle of life, how to be happy in life. So, and who is their guru? Their guru is Pingala. So Pingala was a prostitute in Videha, the kingdom of Janaka. And then one night she got enlightened and she gave up everything. She realized Ashahi Paramam Dukkham, Nairasyam Paramam Sukham. So he says to not have any hopes, any attachment to anything, this is the biggest happiness. And to have some attachment for certain things, that is the root cause of all suffering. And making this resolve, she went to sleep happily. She dropped and became a great devotee. So now they are giving her example that this is what we have to do. Param Saukhyam hi Nairashyam. So not have any expectations. That is supreme happiness. When you have expectations, you are bound to be unhappy. So it says Param Saukhyam hi Nairashyam Svairinyapiyaha Pingala. He says even Svairini, even this prostitute, she could understand this. So Pingala is their pramana. Interestingly, for the most chaste woman, she is the pramana. So that means, or in other words, they are saying that we are not Swairini, so we cannot give up. She was Swairini, therefore she gave up. Swairini also means Swair Charati, iti Swairini, who just is not bound by anything. So we are not like that, so we cannot give up. It can also be taken like that. So Tajjanati Nam Na Krishne Tathapi Asa Duratya. He says we know this and still we are unable to give up our love for Krishna because Asha is Duratya. That this hope that Krishna will come back, this is impossible to give up. So therefore there is dissimilarity between them and Pingala. Pingala was able to do that, but not them. Because Pingala did not have any attachment to anybody. Pingala was like ping pong. Ping, la. Right? Ping here, pong there. So, but they are not like that. They are fixed on Krishna. They are not running to another man. Pingala was ping pong, ping pong. So therefore they say that we cannot do this. Tarhi tat prapti asha tyajatam iti chet na. So then someone says that then why not give up your hopes of attaining Krishna? So they says no, that is not possible. Sa sarvatha eva tyaktum ashakya iti aho. That this hope, it is impossible to give it up. So we can give up all expectations, but not this one. Right? Anyabhilashita sunyam gayan karma denavritam anukulyani krishnanushilanam bhaktiruttama. So all other abhilashas, all other desires, all other hopes, all other expectations, they can be given up, but not this one. This is the only thing we should have. So that's what they are saying, that tari tat prapti asha tyajyatam iti chet na. That no, we can give up everything else, but not this. Why? Sa sarvatha eva tyaktum ashakya. Actually, even if they want to give up, they cannot give up. It is not possible for them. It's their sthai bhav. Even if they want to give up, the bhav will not leave them. Bhav is sticking to them. So it's not possible. No matter what they do, they cannot forget him. So paramiti tadapi Krishna asha Krishna vishayahi asa duratya. So even in the material world, it is said that the attachment to family member munerapi sudustajat. So nirbandho, what is that? Sambandho munerapi sudustajat. That even the sages are unable to give up their attachment to their family members. Even Vyasa was running after his son Putreti Tanmaya Tatarvo Bhinedu. So why shall we give up? Where is the possibility for us to give up? Because our object of attachment is the best object, Krishna. So there is no possibility. Tadapi Krishna asa Krishna vishya asa hi asha duratya. Therefore the asha in relationship to Krishna, it is impossible to give up. Sarvaireva dustyaja. And it is not only for us, but for others also. Others means devotees, obviously, not for materialistic people. So devotees cannot give up anything else. Yeah, they can give up everything else, but they cannot abandon this, even if they are given Tribhuvan Vibhavapi. Right? It says that even if you are given the lordship of the three worlds, and to give up thinking about Krishna for a moment, then devotee would not trade that. It's not possible. Even the Kumaras realized this when they went to Vaikuntha. Alivadnu Cheto Nurameta. He says, we can go to hell, Niryopi, Syam. But like the bees which circle around the flower, like that, our mind can remain fixed on your lotus feet, then it doesn't matter if you have to go to hell, no problem. So therefore it says that Sarvaireva Dustaja. Pinglayaha khalu purushantareva asha asit atah sataya tyakta iti bhava. So Pingla's association was with other men. She was not attached to Krishna. She was only attached to customers to get money from them. And therefore it was possible for her to give up. But our case is different. So therefore we cannot give up. Ka utsahet santyaktum uttam sloka samvidam anichchatopi yasya Shri ranganya chavte kuchit. He says, who is that who would dare to give up the talk of Krishna, Uttam Sloka? Anichchatopi yasya Shri Angatna Chaute Kachit. He says that Lakshmi Devi never leaves Vishnu, although Vishnu may not be wishing it. Anichchatopi, of course, it is not that he does not want, but even then, she will never leave him. Kincha lobhi khalu lobhyam vastu prapnoti na prapnoti va kintu tatra atsukyam taktu notsata iti aha. So he gives one example. He says when a person is greedy for something, so whether he gets that object or he does not get that object, he doesn't give up his eagerness to that object. That's what greed means. that his mind remains fixed on it. Even if there is no hope of getting it, still he thinks of it. So therefore, who is going to give up Uttam Sloka? If it is true of a materialistic person who has some material desires, attachment, greed, then how much more it is true for Krishna. Uttamaha slokasya krishnasya samvidaha saundarya madhuryadi uplabdhim tyaktum na utsahit. So we cannot dare to give up the attainment of Krishna's beauty, sweetness, etc. Shriyam anapekshana apekshamanasya piyasya Sri Lakshmi Rekha Rupena Vartmana Angad Vakshasha Kadapi ne Chavte Napvati. So even Vishnu may be indifferent to Lakshmi Devi, but she never leaves him. She remains always in the form of a golden streak of hair on his chest and never slips away from there, permanently, unappointed. So like that it is not possible for us to forget Krishna and give up our hope of seeing him, meeting him, talking to him, relishing his association. So that's the end of verse 48. We'll stop here if there is any question.
In verse number 44, 43 in the commentary, the word is used Krishnasya sarvam eva and sukham asti bhutam. What asti bhutam really means?
Astimitam, must be astimitam.
Astimitam.
Means ast ho gaya. Ast ho gaya, lost.
Sukham asti bhutam. Asti means a lot there.
It's like Suryast ho gaya.
Yes, yes.
Asu kshepane dhatu. Disappear.
Okay.
Disappeared. Anything else?
Oh, thank you.
Mohini.
The question just came to my mind is when Lakshmi is remaining as a golden line, as Lakshmi Rekha on Vishnu's chest, and we also heard that when Krishna is with the gopis, then Lakshmi is taking the form of the Rekha. So why Vishnu needs to take the form of that Rekha in the form of Narayan? Because Narayan never
Plus, she is permanently in the form of Rekha. It's not that she takes the form of Rekha at that time. She is permanently in the form of that golden streak of hair.
Okay. So also when Krishna and Radharani are exclusive alone, she is also there.
Yes. Yeah.
When Krishna sent Uddhava to bring this message to the gopis, he was not yet married, and nothing much happened at that time. It was quite at the beginning of his pastimes in Mathura. But throughout all these prayers, we find hints, even to Arjuna. There's some hint about Arjuna, all these things which happen later. And even if Rukmini gets married in Mathura, still that will happen later. So how do the gopis know that? Did Uddhava, even Uddhava doesn't know that, what's going to happen in the future?
No, marriage is, he's going to grow and he's going to get married. Any common person becomes young, will marry afterwards. What is that?
How do they know that? Even,
Know what?
How do they know that Arjuna will become his friend in the future?
No, Arjuna is son of Pritha. It's not that he becomes friend before, they're related. Pritha was existing at that time or not?
Yeah, but
She's
there's something
seniors.
like he gives up Subal and then Arjuna will become his friend, some, and then marrying all these princesses. I mean, it seems
And
like...
the marriage is not explicitly mentioned. They said that he will marry. That is nothing great about that. Anybody who is going to grow up will marry. Now he is in the royal family, so he will marry royal girls. There's nothing, something like any big imagination in that. Yeah, about Arjuna you can say that because he has not met Arjuna yet. So that you can say, yes.
That they have some spurti of what's going to happen.
Just a statement the author is writing. They probably never thought of that. Okay.